My back is pretty screwed up, so this is my briefcase. It's downstairs. It's the route upstairs. In order to have some privacy and not disturb the guy who lives here, I gotta take it all up there. So, I have to unzip it. There's stuff in the front, stuff in the top. Stuff's pretty full. Yes, the Bible is on top. It's the only thing I can handle reading without having a severe panic attack. This one's from Arapahoe County. As you can see, this whole thing is full. The evidence I have isn't just online. Now my phone, it runs out pretty quickly, especially if I make a video in color. This is my Washington State Quest card. It's no longer valid. There's a spy show on. That's what the dude I stay with likes to watch. So I gotta take all this upstairs a little bit at a time. As I spill it all over the floor. I saved all the evidence that I had on the computer that I use now, the one that was stolen by the Rollins Police Department. They had it in their custody for quite a few months. I collected the evidence on that computer and the hard drive fried. And I don't just tell you the stories, I also tell you the witnesses. I don't expect them to tell the truth because they're pissed off at me. But if they're good people, they will, despite the fact that they're pissed off at me. That's what showed me that these people were not good people. See, the issue with Shannon Alvarado is that she's an alcoholic. And the issues that I had with her were all over her alcoholism. The way that she treated people while I was there was all over her alcoholism. When she was sober, she didn't act like that. However, she was only sober until about 6 o'clock at night. And that's about the time she started trying to get her daughter run down for bed. But usually by about 6:30, the monster came out. Sometimes it didn't even take that long. She didn't understand that the thing that stood in the way of her keeping her word was her getting drunk every night and demanding attention and being in love with the sound of her own voice like most alcoholics. There's a lot of evidence. See, I didn't just tell these stories, I saved the proof. But there's also my inability to use electronics to their full abilities and their full capacities because I I'm not well educated in them. I know how to play video games, that's about it. Now, Jen Beebe, Heritage Health. Jen Beebe and Nicole Peralta helped me to send in my HP when the hard drive fried. The most important thing for me was the information on that hard drive. And although HP fixed my computer and it was actually sent to Nicole Peralta's office, they were not able to salvage the hard drive. So all of that evidence that I had spent all that time saving and documenting, I had to start all over again. And then I saved as much as I could on that computer. I still have it to this day. I actually bought a different computer so that I could have one computer for gaming, since I don't have tools to build things or my own place to build them. And the video games don't really help. The whole time I'm playing video games, I'm thinking to myself, you know, I should just shoot myself in the head. Because without somebody coming forward, I'm screwed. Oh, good boy, good boy. Without an advocate, these people can do whatever they want. Without an advocate, I had to deal with alcoholics. Alcoholics who are never going to keep their word because they're too drunk to do so. And then they get angry that I say that they're too drunk to do so. And I'm a terrible person for saying they're too drunk to do so. That's quite a hefty little bag. The problem is that my disabilities and non-education kind of make it an issue. I'm educated in a lot of things as far as computers go and electronics, not so much. I want you to look just in this bag here. Hold on. You just look at the helicopters right here. Let's see what's in that pile. We got a Starbucks card. We got a State of Washington Services card. We got a Boulder Outreach card. We got Nettie's Treasures card. We've got Nebraska Shooters Justin Julius. I went to school with him. That was down at the sheriff's office when I went down there. Certified firearms instructor. Corona Counseling. That's the Nicole Peralta lady I'm always talking about. Colorado Coalition of the Homeless. Colorado Coalition of the Homeless. Panhandle Health Group. That's Nebraska. These two are Colorado, obviously. See what else is in there. Meininger. Fine Art Supplies. Yes, I used to be an artist once. Here's for one of my appointments. June 13th at 11 a.m. Panhandle Health Group. Nicole Peralta. Another appointment card. Wednesday, November 7th, 10:30 at Starbucks with Jeff and Cara. That was before Natalie was killed. November 7th. Colorado Crisis Services. I've called them. They all do the same thing. There's phone number there. Freedom Counseling. J. Frost. People said I wasn't trying. I called all of these numbers, just so you know. Sheridan Police Department. That's Sheridan, Wyoming, not Sheridan, Colorado. Nick Kaminsky. Cheyenne Police Department. Officer Miles. Here's another one. Officer Pendleton. By the way, these are actually recorded on YouTube. Conversations with those guys. Here's something from Peak Wellness. There's a few things there. This is just one little pile out of one bag. There's like 4 or 5 different flyers there. There's a $10 billion bill from Zimbabwe. Total Wireless. It's because I had to replace my phones. Total Wireless calling card with plan. A lot of people helped me out financially, but they wouldn't have had to help me out financially if they had helped me out by keeping their word, by telling what they knew. I'm not sure what this is. I think this might have been in the briefcase. I don't know. That's something from Brett. Receipts from where I ate. Record where and when. This I got while I was in Denver before Natalie Bollinger's killer was caught and apprehended. Safeway card. Should be able to find out where I was at when I got that card because it's got a number on it. More receipts. Oh God, yes. My purple ledger. This has got names in it, numbers. Jai Rogers, Jay Lynn, Joanna Taylor, the ACLU, Detective Hyatt. See if we get that to zoom in. Colorado map. Names of witnesses on the internet. More witnesses. Different people and their numbers. Go to the front of the book. Here's more numbers. Those are upside down. More numbers. That's Julia Wolf. You guys can't have that number. She lives in Montana. Here I was writing down Unchained Melody. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need. Yeah, that's a good song. Looks like there's quite a few pages missing out of it. And then here's the portion of the pile I haven't gone through. And that's just a handful from one part of that bag there. There's still a bunch in there. This is just the little stuff. It's a blank piece of paper. That's from one of the jails, I'm assuming. Nebraska EBT card, expired. Police Super's card. More Nicole Peralta. That one was from 3/7/17. This one's from July 11th. University of Wyoming. Medical doctor. I was trying to get help while I was in Wyoming. Most of these are Austin Gruritz, email. These are all contacts. You guys have no idea how many numbers I have called. It's my health card from, where's this one from? This might be Nebraska, I'm not sure. Some more cards. Here's the choice in. There's witnesses there as to the wrongdoing of the officers, going out of their way to make sure that I remained homeless, remained out in the cold. They tried to kill me with exposure. Carbon County Cab. Rawlins, Wyoming is Carbon County. Patrol Officer J. Calhoun. Connell Lodge. Those people were nice. They hooked me up with... They didn't have any jackets or anything. Back up, Walter. But they did have some other gear. The TA truck stop. Another one from J. Calhoun. Glenn Biggs. He was another dude who was involved in that whole situation. This is a Jehovah's Witness from the Starbucks in Cheyenne. That's a debit card that Nicole Peralta, not Nicole Peralta, but Jen Beebe had helped me to get. See, all the help in the world doesn't make any difference unless those people are actually present. That's a tap card for the bus in Los Angeles. There's an arch card for McDonald's, it's empty. Here's my U.S. bank card. I no longer have an account with them. Comprehensive Life Resources. These are the people who stole my vehicle in Washington State. I had help getting that vehicle back. That was because of, oh, here's another arch card. That was because of, Shannon Alvarado. Here's another appointment card from Comprehensive Life Resources in Tacoma. August 19th, 11 a.m., Barbara. Here's another list of names of witnesses. Here's my temporary KeyBank card. Expired. My account was closed out. Cheyenne Regional Medical Center. I wasn't trying to get help, huh? The problem is I kept getting blown off because none of these places help out how I need another Lakewood towing, because I got one when they towed my vehicle and I got another one afterwards. Pile of receipts. Still going through these. I think this is more witnesses on this piece of paper, but it's falling apart. There's an envelope. Don't know what's in it. Phone numbers. More phone numbers. This is the phone number list that I went into Arapahoe County Jail with. I actually went into Boulder County Jail with it. I had to tuck it up under my nutsack. I got lucky. It's got Brenda Dickinson's number. It's got Frank D'Azar's number. Josh Hughes' number. Brian Valenzuela, that's the officer. It's got my little sister's old number, Peach's number, Dan Favorite's number. Jessica, she's an attorney, it's got her number. Shannon's number. This is from Washington State. I tried to make an incident report. The officer who took me to the hospital told me that he would take my report. He just had to repark his vehicle, and then he never returned. That's pretty common. Here's George Phillips, Rollins Police Department. Lakewood PD in Washington, Officer Wiley. See, I told you. All of these people I was trying to get help from. There's a couple of church numbers that were supposed to be able to help. They weren't able to help. Another one, Lakewood, Washington, Ralph Rocco. Here's some more phone numbers. This is a pretty big list of numbers here. There's numbers on the inside too. This thing is completely full. That's just from one pile from one of those bags. Tell me that any of you would not get overwhelmed over that. There's even more in that bag. Tell me how it's even possible for one person to make it through all that without the resources. I mean, that's just the little stuff in the bag at the bottom. And it's not even all of it. There's another pile of little stuff. Same bag. Pamphlets full of phone numbers, same bag. More little stuff, same bag. There's more cards from Nicole Peralta in here. Because I was trying to get help before Natalie was killed. This one's from Tuesday, August 8th. There's this bag. This bag's all full of little stuff like that. Police officers' numbers, other people's phone numbers, evidence galore. I mean, just getting a hold of this stuff and keeping it for so long is so difficult to do, especially when homeless, with people stealing all your stuff. Ask Randy Hughes about that. There's more downstairs I gotta go get. Every step of the way, these officers abused the shit out of me for having panic attacks. I had these panic attacks over abuse that I was enduring. The fact that I couldn't get the help that I needed. People kept on making empty promises. I literally did not have the resources to do these things myself. Miss Peaches doesn't know what it's like to be actually homeless. For her, it was the same thing as it was with Natalie. It was a game. Miss Peaches wanted to do the same thing that Natalie did. She just wanted to hang out with the homeless and do drugs. Do drugs. See more little shit in this bag and some big stuff. More numbers, more witnesses. This is from Barbara. She's the one at the first inn. They told me quite a bit more than just what's on this piece of paper. The problem is, I couldn't get my public pretender to do his job. There was no way in hell. Let's take this pile upstairs. More little shit. More business cards at the bottom. Excuse me. Thank you, sir. As the sun comes up. I've organized this stuff several times. There's what's in here. Yeah. There's a list of witnesses right here. This is from Aunt B. Another list of witnesses. More witnesses. These are all people who saw what was going on. This is from Graham. It says, I, Graham Milburn, have been asked to bear witness to events at Larimer County Public Defender Office in regards to Zoe Tanner. Zoe Tanner had an appointment with Sean Schwartz on 5/18/2018 at 3:00 p.m. in which Sean Schwartz had to drive from Nebraska to get there. When there, Sean was told that Zoe Tanner had to cancel without prior warning, the first excuse being she was in court, which quickly changed to she had a family emergency. They actually gave me 3 different excuses why she wasn't there. In several of the jails, I was able to get pencils to start writing down what was going on. Front and back. Front and back. Kind of a timeline, front and back. Front and back. I was trying to get the police to take these. There are a lot more that I wrote at the front and back. There's a lot more that the police took and threw away right in front of me. There are inmates in the jail who saw this. Administrative segregation report. This is what happens when you try to turn in police officers. Front and back. Front and back. This is Joshua Anthony Mee. I was in jail with him. He wrote this while I was in the jail. It's beautiful words, actually. I'm going to set that to the side. I mean, there's just piles and piles and piles of this stuff. This is from Shannon Alvarado. There's more in this folder. It's chock full of the medical stuff I was able to get a hold of. They're mostly bills. The medical records I'm not able to get. They made every excuse they could not to give me my medical records. There's a picture of Natalie in this. The officers stole a picture that I drew. They stole my pictures of Natalie. Self-portrait, I used that in order to keep myself fed in the jail. I was able to earn ramen noodles because of that. Got 3 of these. I was assaulted by Officer Whalen Wallapai. I took them to St. John's Church where Natalie rescued me. Here's my diary from, and I read this. There's some stuff in the back that studies on different structures and stuff like that. In the front, it's got documentation of the things that were going on there, when I transferred and where to. So I got these are the days that I wrote down in here, the days that I wasn't being on suicide watch. They only put me on suicide watch when I tried to tell on the officers. There's another one from Comprehensive Life Resources. Voluntary statement for Dual County that they did jack shit with. These were drawn by Candace Bondurant's daughters for me. There's just so much here. Just so much. That's Charlie. This came out of a notebook from Natalie on my birthday. She drew a picture on it. Not on that one. I got two pieces. That one was attached to the other one. This is Natalie. She didn't deserve what happened to her. She didn't deserve the shitty life that she had. This is information from a lady that I was locked up with in Clearview who wanted to help me take down the system. Shit ton more numbers that I called. All these places, they all told me that somebody needed to come in with me because of the term mentally ill. And that's for when I was in Bristol, Virginia. More stuff. And this is all I was trying to get someone to listen. People just didn't want to hear me. I already knew what was up. I already knew what was going down. Y'all just didn't understand. Without someone in person, people's social bias are what I was judged by. Meanwhile, I don't drink. But people will take the words of an alcoholic over me for damn sure. More cards, more lawyers that I called. See, that's the thing. People kept giving me phone numbers for lawyers. I didn't need phone numbers for lawyers. I had plenty. I needed these people to come forward, and everybody kept saying, "Oh, well, it won't make any difference if I come forward. The police won't do anything." That's bullshit. If somebody goes in with you, you have a witness, and they're less likely to pull the bullshit that they pulled. Here's more from CU. City, Nebraska Police Department. Dual County Sheriff Cody Selhorst. Stephanie J. Cotton, one of my fake public pretenders. Here's Jeff Ortiz. He used to be the sheriff in Chapel. We got a long history of crooked sheriffs here. More evidence in the drawing pad. More evidence. There's some receipts in here and other stuff like that. I tried to save all my bracelets, but I lost quite a few of them along the way. Disability rights. I needed an advocate, but most of these places I had to be there in order to get that advocate. And I couldn't be there because of the warrants. These guys are crooked as fuck. was able to save some of it on some USB drives. I gave one set to Kayla Trujillo for safekeeping. She was supposed to try to get it to some media outlets or someone. She was supposed to look at it. She let me know later on that she just never did. She never did any of the important stuff, and none of the things that she did that were good made any difference without her words. Without her being present, the police weren't going to take my words. Without her writing her words down to give to a lawyer, lawyers weren't going to hear my words because of the term mentally ill. Mentally ill. Mentally ill. It doesn't matter how much evidence that you have of trying to get help.